Shalom, my Hebrews and Shebrews. I'm Christian for real, and this is Correctly Incorrect. My Hebrews and Shebrews, I'm Christian for real. You're watching Correctly Incorrect, and with today's topic, I want to discuss college and is it really affecting the middle class? Now, I know a lot of you guys say, well, when you get your college degree, it sets you up for a better life. I'm here not to say that that's not true, but let's take another look at college. Now, we all know that throughout history, inflation, that causes things, goods to increase. So with that being said, college is also increased. It used to be that, a mother could stay at home, take care of the kids. The father would go out, get a job, be able to support the family. Well, now to sustain, you really need two incomes, okay? And they tell us now that you have to go to school, at least get that 4-year bachelor's degree in order to be able to sustain a good life. Now, when you take into consideration that the average college student comes out with at least $20,000 to, let's say, $60,000 in debt, that's the average, you're already setting yourself up not for failure, but you're already setting yourself up in the hole. So say you're independent, you just graduated 4 years, you're $48,000 in debt. Now, I don't think you want to be driving around in a car that was 20 years ago. So most likely you want a car that was made within the last 5 years. You need to come up with the money for the down payment. Okay, maybe you are able to get a house right out of college. I don't know. Most likely you're going to rent or lease from somewhere. So you still have to have that money for rent and for what your lease is. Okay, so you already have the debt from school. You're already putting the car debt on yourself and your housing debt on yourself. Now, maybe you do have a credit card. You also have your credit card debt to think about as well. So now, let's say you don't want to be independent anymore and you found someone you want to spend the rest of your life with. Now, let's say that, they also went to school. Let's say they went to a 4-year school as well, and they also accrued $40,000 in debt. So when you get married and tie the knot, you take on the other person's debt as well. So now you're at a combined debt of $80,000 between the two of you, okay? Now, when you add the cars into that, when you add the housing or renting or leasing on top of that, you have a strong likelihood of being anywhere between $80,000 and $100,000 in debt. Now, that's not including kids. Now, if you add kids, that's a whole different story. So now you're looking at $200,000, $300,000 in debt. Now, I know I keep adding up debt. I understand, well, Christian, well, I have a good paying job. Okay, a lot of people that come out of school, yeah, you do have the opportunity of getting a great salary job. But what about the people that come out of school, say they had a business major, an English major, something that didn't pertain to being a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, a teacher, something of that aspect. Now you're looking at life completely different because now you do have a 4-year degree. You do have an opportunity of getting a better paying job. But let's just say that you're in a town or a city where there's not all that opportunity, and it's not guaranteed that you're going to get a well-paying job just because you have a degree or you're going to get the job that you went to school for. That's not guaranteed. Now, if they say you're guaranteed this job because you have this degree and there's no other competition, then everyone will go to school. It'd be so much easier. Then that argument could be, well, if you go to school, you're going to get a better job and a better way of life. But since that's not guaranteed, what if you're that English major, you graduate, there's no teaching available, and, I can't really think of anything else where English is going to come to be a big factor unless you want to be a librarian or something. But say you don't get that job, and say you have to work at a job, say maybe waiting tables, maybe you work in a call center, you're $40,000 in debt, and you're only making $25,000 to $32,000 a year. Now you're kind of stuck in a situation like, wow, okay, so I did get the 4-year degree, but now I'm stuck in a rut because the job that I have isn't what I went to school for, and I'm actually making less in a salary per year than the debt that I accrued at school. Yes, you can pay it off. It's just not what was promised to us as kids. A lot of people are under the mindset, I go to a 4-year school, I'm going to come out making at least $50,000, but that's not the case for everybody. Okay, that may work for maybe 20% of America, but not everybody that went to school has a great lifestyle. There's some people that didn't go to school that live better than some people that have a 4-year degree. it's just the truth. I know a lot of college students don't want to hear that, but there's other ways to make money besides getting a 4-year degree. And even some of the people that I personally know that went to school to get a 4-year degree, some of them dropped out. Some of them partied themselves out. So that debt didn't drop off just because they dropped out. Sally Mae is going to get her money. And that's one woman that you do not want to cross, because Sally Mae is going to get her money. Okay? That's a debt that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life. So I'm not saying don't go to school. I'm not saying college is horrible, but when you go, say you're in high school right now watching this video, just really get a set plan on what you really want to do in your life. Okay? Because if you don't go to school, then focus on a hobby or trait that you have and capitalize off of it. Think of the people that capitalize off of social media. Think about the people that capitalize off of YouTube. There's other ways to do it. It's just that America is still stuck in that old way where you have to go to school to have a better life. But with inflation and the way times are going, that's not always the case, because it used to be, 40, 50 years ago, you were able to go to school or even prosper off of a high school diploma and just work your way up. Now, you can't really do that now, but during those times, you could live off of one income and still have a couple children, where today, with the cost of everything due to inflation, and then now you're going to school and you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball to start off. Now, yes, you can work that off. I'm talking to the people that have gone to school that are now struggling because they didn't get that job, or maybe they dropped out, or maybe they failed out, or maybe they flamed out, and now they have all this debt, and now they're at a lower income paying job, trying to pay that off, trying to keep a roof over their head, trying to have transportation, and maybe they have kids also. So when you look at it that way, college might be actually hurting the middle class just as much as anything else, but people don't talk about it in that aspect, because when you really look at it, college is still a business. Even when you put the sports aspect into it, they still have a bottom line they got to make. So I'm going to let that just set in with you guys. Of course, leave a comment below. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, or just give me your opinion or anything else you want me to discuss. But make sure you serenade that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment. And for you guys, hope you have a great day. Lahaim and assalamu alaikum.